All right, boys and girls, welcome to the party. In today's episode of Mustanging for Fun, I had to pull the driver's side valve cover. I'm actually replacing both valve covers. So the car is a 2016, and it sees mostly track work. And recently, I've started to have some experiences where after I go through hard acceleration followed by hard braking, and then into hard right-hand turns, I'm burning oil. I'm sucking it up into the PCV. Now, under every other circumstance, the car drives normal. Like, I don't get oil smoke or anything. So I'm not thinking that I have any type of ring damage, which is causing excessive crankcase pressure or anything like that, because it's only in those specific conditions. Usually, it's like it seems to be hard right-handers. So, reading around on the forums, it appears that the 2015 through 2017 Mustangs have a different valve cover design than every other valve cover, or than every other Coyote motor. So either the Coyote motors that are in the last generation, the S197, or the ones that are in the 2018 and plus. And let me show you what I found. So here is the valve cover that I just pulled off the vehicle, and you notice I've got this long baffle that covers the whole side of the valve cover. The intake for the baffle is right underneath here on this far end. The PCV, it goes down on this end, right? So the theory is that hard acceleration, this is towards the firewall, that's towards the front of the car. So the theory is that under hard acceleration, all the oil is pushing into the back, which is allowing it to go up into the baffle a little bit. Then hard braking, all that oil slams forward. And then hard acceleration, it pulls down in the bottom. Hard right turn, right? Because the valve cover's on the car like this. So I'm driving, I turn right, causing the oil to push down here and get sucked into the PCV. I only started noticing it this season, but I'm running a much stickier setup than I had previously. I went to a 305 square from a 275 square, and then I tightened up the suspension as well. So what we're going to try, the solution I have right here, this is a Ford OE valve cover off of the S197 version of the GT 500. I think it was made, I don't know if it was just made in 12, 13, 14, 13, 14, I think, were the 2 years that the 500 was made. Notice how much smaller the baffle is, right? So as I'm accelerating, the oil is going to pool back here, right? And as I brake, it's going to pull up here because the intake is up. Is it here? Let me see. Yep. So the intake for the baffle is, I think it's right up under, yep, there it is. Yep, so the intake for the baffle is right up under there. So, and it's also facing this way. So the idea being that under acceleration, the oil pools back here. I slam on the brakes, the oil goes forward, and it's still gonna wash this way, and it's not gonna be less likely to get sucked up in here and pull up here. So that's the theory anyways. Now, one other thing for you 15 through 17 Mustang owners is that if you do end up getting oil leaks on your valve covers, there is a TSB. I'll link the TSB below from Ford for this. So if you're under your powertrain warranty, you can take it in and they will solve the problem. In Ford's infinite wisdom, what they did was they didn't use all the bolts. So you can see this has got a real bolt in it. Dummy, real bolt. So they what, 1, 2, 3, 4, they left 4, 5 bolts out of the valve cover. And the TSB basically tells the tech to drill these out and put bolts in if they're experiencing issues. So I was also experiencing a valve cover leak right back in this area, which was dripping right onto the header, which is just waiting to have an oil fire. So we had to kill the track day, or track weekend actually. So, and when I checked the bolts, all of them were loose from expansion contraction. So just something to keep in mind. If you are under powertrain warranty and you do think it is an issue, take it in. If you do heavily track your car, I would suggest getting a set of these valve covers. I will report back to make sure that this actually solves the problem. I've got a track day coming up here in a week and a half or so, and I'll give you a call. I'll post back up and see and let you know if this does fix the problem. But these valve covers, you go from plastic to the nice aluminum. So not only do they look better, hopefully they're not as susceptible to some of the cracking and leaking that apparently these are. And it's a Ford part that can be had for a pair for less than $300, bolts with everything. So it's a pretty good deal. So hopefully that if any of you out there are experiencing problems, hopefully you find this and are able to fix your own. Thanks. So you can see we got nice shiny aluminum valve covers, and it has it's been a couple weeks since we did the install. Car is functioning great. Spent 3 days at Summit Motorsport Park, ran both the Shenandoah circuit and the big circuit with 0 oil consumption issues. So no more leaks, no more consuming oil. So I feel pretty confident saying that we fixed the problem. Here in a couple more weeks I'll be at Pit Race, the track where the problem first occurred, and that will definitely give us confirmation, but I feel pretty safe saying that we have the issue fixed. So for those of you out there, 15 through 17 Mustang, who are tracking your cars, and you get into a situation where you're sucking oil in your PCV and you're burning it, you might want to look into those GT500 valve covers. I'll put the part number for the valve covers in the description below. Pretty decent solution for a couple $100. Wish Ford had designed it better from the get-go, and apparently that's probably why they changed the design on all the new stuff. So there you go. Until next time, cheers.